got a big mouth. Ain't out there. I talk from my heart. I'm real. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes. But my controversy probably. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world. You know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so I go down paths that haven't been traveled before, and I usually mess up. But I learn, you know what I'm saying? I come back stronger. You know, I'm not talking ignorant, you know what I'm saying? So I obviously put thought into what I do. Your karma, everything that you do bad comes back to you. So anything that I'm doing that's bad, I'm going to have to suffer for it. But in my heart, I think what I'm doing is right. You know what I mean? And I think heaven is just, when you sleep with a good conscience. You don't have nightmares. And hell is...
Hello, what's going on? It is your girl, Queen Quee, and this is Hot Topics. Let's jump right on into it. Authority confirms they have found the body believed to be Maya Morcano. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry if I did pronounce it incorrect. But she was a 19-year-old lady basically being stalked by her maintenance man that worked in the apartments complex, and not only did he kill her, he also killed himself. She was a 19-year-old Florida college student who disappeared after being constantly harassed by a maintenance worker in her apartment complex who had access to her apartment. Her body was found today. Women aren't even safe in their own home. So let's just definitely keep her family and stuff like that in prayers. It is very saddening to even know that this young lady was off in college, trying to live her life, trying to be independent, and she lost her life over 19, just only being 19 years old. That is very saddening. And this is the reason why it's so important for women to be aware. And it's the statement ended off that women aren't even safe in our own home, which is something that is definitely something that we need to be aware of. I feel like a lot of people are not aware of their surroundings, including me. I have been accused of not being aware of my surroundings and just thinking everything is peaches and cream. And it's not like that. So, she lost her life because they were saying that it was a man, the maintenance man. Of course, he was consistently basically, trying to pursue her and trying to take her out and, get to know her. And she wasn't going for it. And therefore he ended up taking her life. Now, the family had recorded an encounter with the killer hours after she went missing. Family says he walked up to them, asked them, "Are you looking for Maya?" So this is going to be a recording of what he was talking about to the parents. They started recording him because because they found out, they felt like something suspicious was going on. Luckily, their daughter had already kind of forewarned them about the different type of things that he was doing. So just imagine, your loved one is missing, and then somebody comes up to you when you go try to check up on them, and it's the person that actually killed them. This is somebody that they already had told you that they had kind of like suspicious about or uncomfortable around. So let's see what he was saying once he walked up on them.
As of right now, you have sent obsessive texts to Mia. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch. It's on text. As a matter of fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case. There's evidence of obsession. You're fascinated with me.
It's not only from my side, so don't try to make this.
No one's saying that. It takes two. Obviously, she's missing. So we're talking to you who've been going back and forth on time.
That is your family. No. But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody's beating you up.
I'm guilty.
You put yourself in the middle right here. You brought yourself over here.
Because we're concerned.
You're concerned. Why weren't you concerned hours ago?
I just found out.
All right, cool, no problem.
In the first few hours,
how did Tati find out?
We didn't think it was serious. I don't even know how Tati found out.
Somebody's listening. As of right now, you're serious.
Someone they hanging out. They got this place right here. They go downtown. I don't know. Maybe her phone's off. I don't know what she did.
You're serious.
Someone they hanging out. They got this place right here. They go downtown. I don't know. Maybe her phone's off. I don't know what she did.
You're serious.
Okay, so if you could not hear it as well, of course, because the man was recording it, and he was trying to, her dad, matter of fact, was recording him talking. And like I sit up here and said that they basically started recording him because they was looking for their daughter. Their daughter was missing, and they had the police over there trying to let the police know, like, hey, we haven't heard from our daughter. He comes up while they're looking and talking to the police and was like, hey, are y'all talking about, have y'all seen her? And they just thought it was suspicious because they already knew that their daughter had, an issue with this man as far as harassment. And a lot of people were saying in the comments that could have been the reason why he went ahead and committed suicide, because once the parents start saying stuff like, okay, we're gonna pull your phone records, and it's gonna show how you was trying to tell her you was gonna give her your life savings, and you was trying to cash out her money, and people was like, well, how did he get her number? How did that? I don't know. We would never know, because 2 lives are dead. We would never know why did he kill her. We would never know, what was his reason for committing suicide, if he really was, into her and stuff like that. We would never know, because a lot of times as young adults, we don't tell our parents everything. We might tell them a little piece. I have seen people that actually be in a relationship with people, and then they won't even let their parents or anybody know that they're even talking to somebody until it goes sour or goes bad. So it's a lot of accusing and assumption, but that is suspicious that the man committed suicide after being confronted or feeling like that he was going to be a suspect in her case. And it's just sad. It's definitely sad. That's the reason why I say it's very important. Not trying to be funny. I feel like the leasing people, they dropped the ball. I wish it was some type of, I didn't see nothing in the story where it was a record saying like, hey, she did report this and stuff like that. But this is the reason why I say you have to be careful. This goes for ladies and men. Put cameras in your house. It goes for the men also, because just because you are a man, that doesn't mean that you can't be accused of any type of allegations and stuff like that. Put cameras on your doors, your windows. Use a certain lock. If you do feel like something is suspicious, especially when it comes down to where you stay and where you lay your head at, please notify somebody. Please keep documentation on it, whether you feel like they don't do nothing or not. You see what I'm saying? Like, just have some type of record to go, because see how he tried to portray it? He tried to portray it like, well, you guys don't know both sides of the story. Like basically we was in a relationship, and then her parents is like, no, you was obsessed with her. So it's kind of like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it leaves people wondering. So I do feel like when you guys go out or you feel like you want to date somebody, not to say that you have to have people in your business, but always let somebody know. I have a close friend that even if I was to go out on a date or whatever, I'm going to text them and be like, hey, this is the person I'm going on a date with. This is where we're going. So if anything ever happened, it's already out to the forefront. So yeah, I'm so sorry to hear about that. Let's definitely keep her in our prayers. Okay, so the next topic we will be talking about will be Ari Fletcher. She had brought her boyfriend, Moneybagg Yo, he's a rapper. She brought him some land. I want to say it was a lot of land. It was like some acres, and it was definitely big enough for him to build a house and some more extra stuff. So that's how big it was. So of course it went viral, and I want to know, what do you guys think about that? Like, would you buy your, not someone that you're married to, but actually somebody you're dating with, would you buy them a major gift like property? And I'm talking about, like you said, Prince, say property is a big thing. I mean, of course, a lot of them buy each other expensive jewelry and cars and stuff like that, but that type of stuff can go. You see what I'm saying? Like, that type of stuff can be left or, be sent back. But when you buy somebody a property and land, you're definitely stepping it up 20 time notches. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is be bizarre. So let's see what she had to say about all the backlash and different people feeling like that she was out of line for buying her boyfriend property instead of something else.
It's expensive. It's the biggest purchase I've ever made. I know that's right. So, okay, obviously everybody's been talking about it. Did it surprise you that it got to a platform like The Real, because they're a little bit out of your age range? You know what I mean? So, how did you feel when you heard them kind of, it seemed like they were trying to come for you? We see your reaction, but like, really, how did you feel?
I feel like
everybody just need to focus on what they doing and who they doing it with and what makes them happy. Like I feel like we're in a different time zone right now. Like the world is completely different. So it's not like it was when, they was growing up. Like it's different now. So we got different dreams and what I'm saying, we dream way bigger, because we can do it now. What I'm saying? Like it's different for us, like social media, So I just feel like mind your damn business. Mind your damn business.
We are the morning hustle.
Okay, so that was her response to all the backlash because, of course, like I said, Prince say it did go viral because I don't think no woman in history, especially an entertainer, like for as an entertainer, girlfriend or wife have ever brought their boyfriend or significant other property. It's always something that was joint, or the girlfriend or the wife is always using the husband money to buy him a gift. So this was a big deal because it was kind of like, okay, well, is she setting the tone for new millennium? Like buy your boyfriend something very expensive, that's something that he can use for the future, because with or without her, that's a purchase that was made. That's a big deal. You have people that has been married and they haven't even had their first house until like until they are married and probably had kids and stuff like that. And I even heard buying the house process is such draining and stuff like that. So just imagine somebody buying you all this land to build your whole house and different other type of stuff that you want to do. That's a big deal. So what do you guys think about that? Do you think that that's that is okay to buy your boyfriend, not your boyfriend and girlfriend? We talking about boyfriend and girlfriend, not married. We're talking about boyfriend and girlfriend. Do you think that is definitely cool to buy them big extravagant gifts, or do you feel like that should be something, a gift like that should be something for only people that are married and is planning on being together for a long point of time? Me personally, I ain't got it, Jack. And I'm just gonna be honest, I have to agree with some of the comments that I seen. Like, I'm gonna, at least if I start buying acres and stuff like that, that would definitely be for myself and my kids. No shade to Ari, but you don't even have acres. You see what I'm saying? I think that she don't, like she don't even have acres or own acres. So it's kind of like, before I invest and pour into a man that I'm just dating, you definitely best to believe I'm going to invest in me and my kids first. And then if I feel like it's fit, yeah, I might buy you a little something, little yin yang yang, but don't push it. Don't look for no property. You know what I'm saying? You might get a little back rub. You might get a little home cooked meal that'll stick to your stomach. You know what I'm saying? You smoke a little weed, I might roll a little something for you. You know what I'm saying? Pour you up your little favorite drink. I don't drink or smoke, but I'm here, baby. We here. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta focus on me. I might get you a little love coupon book. So it might be something like that. Okay, let's go on to the next subject. Excuse me. Putting up my stuff, my notes. Okay, family of Timberview High School shooting suspect asked for forgiveness, says he was defending himself after constantly being beaten up and robbed for having nice things. So this is something that went on in a high school. It was a young man that basically got into an altercation with another student. After the fight, of course, he was getting beat up very badly. After the fight, he then pulled out a gun and he let off a couple of shots within the classroom. So this actually happened in my hometown, Dallas. So therefore, it's mixed reviews. I'm gonna let you guys hear what the parents had to say in the statement that they made after the incident. Let's get into it.
There's a video that's all out on social media, and it shows that he was being attacked. It wasn't just one person that would attack him and bully him, taking his money, harassing him due to the fact because he had more things than maybe others. It takes us all. It takes us all to stand together about this bullying. It could have been a situation where he took the other turn and decided to commit suicide. What the decision that he made, taking the gun, we're not justifying that. That was not right. But he was trying to protect himself. And so we hope that the police department does the investigation properly. He was able to, get things maybe that other children could not get or teenagers could not have. He was like a target, outgoing, loving person. There is no justification of anybody who's been hurt. We ask as a family for forgiveness. There's a video.
Okay, so that was the mother speaking out after the incident. She basically came to her son's defense and was saying that he was being bullied in school and, consistently picked on. He was actually, let them tell it, they said that he was even robbed a couple of times for his belongings. So he decided to fight back. And once he did fight back, of course, the alleged bully was beating him up, and therefore that's when he kind of let fires out. Now this is bringing a big debate in schools and stuff like that, because the thing about it is that you have some people that are on his side and was like, well, if he was being bullied, that's understandable, and that's the reason why it's so serious. I do feel like bullying is a serious matter, so I definitely don't take bullying for granted, because some of these kids are even committing suicide after they're being bullied. So we can't just automatically feel like that. We can't just automatically feel like that, bullying is something that can always be handled through violence, because it's kids out here that don't take the violence, the violent traits, and then they end up committing suicide and taking their own life because they cannot stand the fact of being talked about and ridiculed. So I think as parents, we definitely need to talk to our kids, because even though you feel like your kid is not being bullied, sometimes your kid can be the bully. You see what I'm saying? Because of what they have and what you pour into them and the anger and the attitude that you put into them. Now, you have people on the other hand was like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because he put other people's life in harm, which the kids in his classroom, the teacher and stuff like that, these kids that was in the classroom, even the kid that did the recording, just imagine them being traumatized for basically the rest of their life. They're sitting in class. You got to think about it. As a parent, I don't like nobody being bullied, but I would hate for my kid to be in the classroom that didn't have nothing to do with it. And next thing you know, a kid just started firing out shots in the classroom. You see what I'm saying? Like firing out shots in the classroom, and then that bully could have accidentally, quotation mark, hit my child and killed or injured my child. I don't want to hear about your child being bullied, and that's the reason why they brought it to school, because they was being bullied. So I think that both sides of people trying to speak about it or whatever, I don't condone people using weapons, especially guns and knives and stuff like that. That reminds me of that movie Friday when he was saying, like, telling Craig, put that gun down, put them hands up. But in this day time, it's so crazy to believe that these kids are so caught up in social media to the point where they are fearful of going viral. Far as like getting beat up, going viral, they'll rather sit up here and do jail time. They'll take your life. They're willing to kill you before them getting their behind whooped on a doggone 10-second or 15-second clip that can probably be played for the rest of their life. And not to say that that's an excuse, but I'm just seeing the mentality of it all. You see what I'm saying? Like the mentality. And like I said in another podcast, you have to understand, gossip is gossip. Like not trying to be funny. Yeah, it might be a couple of people that probably remember when you got beat up back in high school or in elementary school or middle school, but it's nothing that is going to follow you for the rest of your life, unless you're a trash talker and you always this and that. But please don't ever underestimate that. Let me take this person's life because that's something better. You know what I'm saying? Like I can live off that title, because once you're in jail and stuff like that, them same people that was talking about the fight and how it went down, they're going to be living their life. And that goes for the same reason when it comes down to your life. Please don't underestimate that your life is not worthy enough to be here just because of what people say. Because you have to understand, even with the bully situation, he could have been saying that stuff or picking on you because he don't have it, which please always get help. And if you cannot get help, I tell my kids all the time, though, tell the teacher first. You know what I'm saying? If the teacher don't do nothing, you defend yourself. But only time you defend yourself is when somebody put their hands on you, period, point blank. And then just to kind of give a follow-up, to be honest with you, they were saying that no, the deal is that he was a flashy guy. You know, he was the person that was always had a persona, and the dude that he got into the fight with was not even actually the dude that was his age. It was a 15-year-old. He went to the little brother, so he basically was beefing with the older brother that, you know, that I guess that was picking on him, or they was going back and forth and having an issue. He then goes to the little brother. So it's kind of like you approached his little brother, and then once you got beat up, it's kind of like, oh, I'm finna earn this mud out because, you know, I ain't finna get known. I'm the popular guy. I'm not finna get known for getting beat up by a 15-year-old and I'm a senior. So it was a lot of speculation. I don't know. That's allegations also, because that was from some of the kids that went to their school. They were saying like, hey, that's not even a dude that was, you know, that he was beefing with. That was his little brother, and he got upset because he got beat up. And y'all know how kids ride for their family. So yeah, definitely let's keep the victims in prayer. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep the victim in prayer in the school system. This is what happened when you take that prayer out to school. You know, we take the prayer out to school, next thing you know, all hell's in break loose. So that was definitely a sad story to even, you know, kind of like go based on and stuff like that. I definitely hate that. Let me see. I'm sorry, because, you know, I have a lot of notes, and, you know, when I do these shows. What is something Michael Jackson's son Prince responds to fans comparing Drake to his father? This is what he says about Drake.
Drake just broke one of your dad's records, and fans are saying they think they might be as big as your dad in his heyday. You think that's true?
I mean, everybody has their own, you know, definition of great, and all respect to Drake for everything that he does. But what my father and my family accomplished in the time that they did it, is very unlikely never to be matched again.
Thanks. Drake just broke
Okay, so baby Blanket has spoken, and he said that it's no comparing his father to anybody. And I do think that that is definitely true, because I feel like that a lot of times people tend to always trying to compare people. I know that is very frustrating to be an artist or anything, and people always want to compare you to somebody else that already done it or that was probably better than you. And it just, to me, it's very tacky and disrespectful, because who wants to sit over here and become successful just for somebody to be like, oh my God, you remind me of Michael Jackson. Oh my God, you're like Whitney Houston. Oh my God, you sound like Mariah Carey. And it's kind of like they're working hard with their blood, sweat, and tears to be their own person. And you guys compare them. And then these are people that they look up to. So they, of course, can't, you know, basically show the confidence within themselves and say, nah, I'm me. I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I'm me. Because then y'all flip it and make it seem like they're disrespectful. So I would definitely have to say, be mindful of what you say when it comes down to comparing people. Just stop comparing people altogether. It's very ignorant. What do you feel about comparing people? Do you feel like it's always good to, you know, have somebody to compare to just so you can see, you know, how your style is? Or do you feel like that no, everybody is their own? Tell me what you think about that. Okay, rapper Lakia faces backlash following comments about the city of Milwaukee. So this is what she said about her city.
Hometown, I'm like, I don't know how to do that shit. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because you can only be two things in my city: CNA, or you can do some lashes. And I'm like, no. So I left. And I mean, Milwaukee is known for the Bucks and me. College is in my hometown. I'm like,
okay, so the rapper, she basically was saying that her hometown, Milwaukee, is basically known from something called Bucks, and I think that's what she said, Bucks and her. Like, she like, Milwaukee ain't known, they ain't even been put on the map until I came down. And remind you, she's only probably a good 20. So for her to say that, she got a lot of backlash from the city. And let's just see what let's see some. They said Lakia just shitted on all the CNAs, Last Text in Milwaukee. She said, ain't shit here but CNAs and Last Text. Ain't that ML for who do your who do your hair and nails here? Shaking my head, see how motherfuckers get money and forget where they came from. That's y'all goat though, because she says she's the goat. She says she's the hottest thing that hit the city. Another lady said, I don't see anything wrong with what you said. You didn't want to be a CNA or do nobody's lashes. What's the problem? You left to chase your dreams because you didn't want to settle. She knows bosses in her city, but I still wasn't offended about what she said. So the deal was that, was she being disrespectful or wrong by basically saying that nothing is in her city but a lot of CNAs and lash techs? Now, let's just keep it real. It's an opinion. And just like a butthole, everybody have an opinion. And we cannot take everything personal. And I mean, of course, her city is ready to cancel her. But what people fail to realize is that, and I know this, and that's the reason why I made up my blog a long time ago, is that people are so quick to down their city and stuff like that because they feel like they get more support once they move. Like now she stays in Atlanta. She has took off. Now, not trying to be funny, we don't know a lot of Milwaukee rappers and people that has hit the big screen and stuff like that. So she could be telling the truth, but at the end of the day, like someone said, it's how you say it. Because now, a person that wanted to have a passion for being a lash tech or a person that had a passion to be a CNA, you could have been basically you throwing shots and slugs, and you could have definitely discouraged somebody that was a passion. So be careful with, you brighten your light, but you could be dimming somebody else, which she's not responsible for because you need to have confidence within yourself. But please know that just like how you got high, you can come back down. And I would hate to be a lash tech or even a CNA and I want to support her. And it's kind of like, well, dang, dang, what can, do I support her? Which I don't think, do you think they should be offended? I don't think, like, I really want to know, should they be offended? Or do you think that, hey, because I'm being honest with you, I think a lot of people that stays in like little small cities in certain cities, they do not make it unless they move out to like LA, Atlanta, and stuff like that. Yes, a lot of them probably rep their city when they first come out and let it be known. But I guarantee you, after a while, wherever they made their success from or they became known from, and they didn't stay over, it seemed like if they didn't stay over there over 6 or 7 years, that is their hometown. That's where they feel the most to say, this is where I'm from. These are the people that supported me and giving me love. Because now people in Milwaukee talking noise about her. But was y'all, like, let's just keep it real. She moved to Atlanta and got more success and love and support. But was y'all supporting her? Oh, I ain't gonna support her. And she feel this way, but they'll be the main people that never did support you, never did care to hear your music. They know exactly where your mama at and know you from school and stuff like that, but they did not even jump on a bandwagon until they start seeing you out on the award shows and the red carpets, and now all of a sudden they're mad because you're not repping a city or a state. And I think that's very ignorant. I hate when people try to rep the hood for as like, you're really gonna represent poverty and like I'm gonna die behind that. I'm gonna go to jail behind my hood. And this is the same hood that did not do nothing for you, that's not gonna look out for you if you was down on your luck or whatever. All that, I'm from this hood and I dare somebody come over here on my territory. It's ignorant, it's stupid. So just keep that in mind. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think that was disrespectful for her to say that about her city? Or do you feel like it's the way you say things? Or do you feel like at the end of the day, it is what it is? Karma is a mud. It can fall back on her head later on. So that wraps up this podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Please tune in next time. Love you guys a lot. Mwah. What's going on, everyone? I'm so happy you decided to join me on this journey called Podcast Life. We will be discussing topics like celebrity gossip, life lesson, politics, and etc. This is a judge-free zone. Think of me as that homegirl that is so down to earth that you feel like you've been knowing for years. Remember, over here at the Boomerang Effect, the motto is never judge a book by its cover before opening it up and reading it. And remember, it's okay to agree to disagree. Just stand on what you're saying. Got it? Period. Please like, comment, share, give feedback, anything to help this podcast grow, because it is a voice for the people. So, love, peace, and unity. Mwah.